You're the cloud administrator. You have root access, admin privileges, full control over your AWS account, your Azure subscription, your Google Cloud project. You're in charge, right? But here's the reality. You've probably delegated significant portions of that control to dozens of people and systems. Your DevOps team can deploy infrastructure. Your developers can provision databases. Your security tools have automated remediation enabled. Your managed service provider has admin access for support. Third-party monitoring tools are reading your logs. And oh yeah, the cloud provider itself has underlying control over everything. So here's the real question. Who actually controls your cloud? Because when you trace the lines of delegated authority, the answer gets complicated fast. Today, we're exploring control delegation in cloud computing, how control gets distributed, who you're really trusting, and why managing delegation is one of the most critical aspects of cloud security. Let's break it down. Control delegation in cloud computing is when you grant authority to make decisions, take actions, or manage resources to someone or something else. You're still ultimately responsible, but you're giving others the power to exercise control on your behalf. Think of it like delegating authority in a company. The CEO has ultimate authority, but they delegate decision-making power to VPs, who delegate to directors, who delegate to managers. The CEO is still responsible for outcomes, but they're not making every decision directly. That's delegation. In cloud environments, you delegate control in multiple directions simultaneously. You delegate upward to your cloud provider. They control the underlying infrastructure. You delegate downward to your teams. They manage applications and deployments. You delegate sideways to third-party vendors and contractors. And increasingly, you delegate to automated systems, scripts, orchestration tools, AI-driven operations platforms. Every time you create an IAM user, grant permissions to a service account, give API access to a third-party tool, or enable automated remediation in your security platform, you're delegating control. You're saying, this entity can take actions on my behalf. The question isn't whether to delegate. That's unavoidable in modern cloud operations. The question is, are you delegating intentionally, with appropriate constraints and oversight, or are you delegating by accident, creating security risks you don't even realize exist? Let's map out all the entities that actually have control over your cloud environment, because it's more than you think. First and most obvious, your cloud provider. AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, they have underlying access to everything. They manage the physical infrastructure, the virtualization layer, the networking backbone. Yes, there are controls and contracts protecting you, but fundamentally, they have access. You've delegated infrastructure-level control to them. That's the cloud model. Second, your internal teams, your DevOps engineers who can deploy infrastructure, your developers who can provision resources, your database administrators who manage data systems, your security team who can modify firewall rules. Each team has delegated control over their domain, and those domains overlap in complex ways. Third, service accounts and automated systems. Your CI/CD pipeline that deploys code automatically. Your auto-scaling policies that create and destroy instances. Your security tools that remediate vulnerabilities without human intervention. These aren't people, but they have delegated control, often with broad permissions. Fourth, third-party vendors and contractors. Your managed service provider who helps run operations. Your security consultant who needs access for assessments. Your monitoring vendor whose agent runs on every server. Your backup provider who needs read access to all your data. Each vendor relationship is a control delegation. Fifth, SaaS applications and integrations. That project management tool connected to your cloud account. That cost optimization platform analyzing your spending. That compliance tool scanning your configurations. They all have API access, which means delegated control. And here's the subtle one. Former employees and contractors. Did you revoke access when they left? Are you sure? Service accounts they created that still have credentials, API keys in old repositories. This is accidental delegation that persists long after it should have ended. When you map it all out, dozens of entities have some form of control over your cloud environment. That's not inherently bad. It's necessary for modern operations. But it means you need to know who has what, why they have it, and how it's being used. So why do we delegate control if it creates complexity and risk? Because it's unavoidable and beneficial when done right. Delegation enables scale. You can't personally review every resource deployment, every configuration change, every access request. You'd become the bottleneck. Delegating to teams means they can move quickly without waiting for central approval for every action. Delegation enables specialization. Your security team knows security better than you do. Your database team knows database optimization better than you do. Delegating control to experts means better outcomes in their domains. Delegation enables automation. Manual operations don't scale. Automated systems can respond in seconds to events that would take humans minutes or hours to address. Delegating control to well-designed automation improves reliability and reduces toil. And delegation is required for cloud services. Managed services work because you're delegating control to the provider. They handle the operational burden because you've delegated that control to them. But here's the risk. Every delegation is a trust relationship, and trust can be violated or abused. Excessive delegation means too many entities can make changes, increasing the chance of mistakes or malicious actions. You've given so many people admin access that nobody's sure who can do what anymore. Unclear delegation creates responsibility gaps. If 5 teams can all modify the production database and something breaks, who's responsible? When everyone has control, nobody has accountability. Unmonitored delegation means actions happen without visibility. If you've delegated control but aren't logging and reviewing what's being done with that control, you have no way to detect abuse or mistakes until damage is done. And unrevoked delegation is perhaps the biggest risk. People leave, projects end, integrations get deprecated, but the delegated access remains. That's a ticking time bomb. So how do you delegate control safely in cloud environments? First, principle of least privilege. Delegate only the minimum control necessary. If someone needs to deploy applications, give them application deployment permissions, not admin access. If a tool needs to read logs, give it read-only access, not write access. Every delegation should be scoped as narrowly as possible. Second, explicit and documented delegation. Every permission grant, every service account, every vendor access should be documented. Who has what access? Why do they have it? When was it granted? When should it be reviewed? If you can't answer these questions, you've lost control of your delegations. Third, time-bound delegation. Not all access needs to be permanent. Use temporary, elevated access for one-time operations. Implement access reviews to periodically verify that delegations are still necessary. Set expiration dates on contractor access. Fourth, separation of duties. Don't delegate all control to a single entity. The person who can deploy code shouldn't be the same person who approves deployments. The team that provisions infrastructure shouldn't be the same team that audits security. Distributed control prevents single points of failure. Fifth, comprehensive logging and monitoring. Every action taken with delegated control should be logged. Who did what, when, and why? Security information and event management systems should alert on suspicious use of delegated permissions. You can't manage what you can't see. And finally, regular audits. Periodically review all delegated access. Who has admin permissions? Are they still appropriate? Are there service accounts you don't recognize? Former employees still in the IM list? Delegation audit should be a recurring operational practice. Control delegation is the reality of cloud operations. You can't and shouldn't directly control everything. But every delegation is a trust relationship that must be intentional, scoped, monitored, and periodically reviewed. When you ask, who controls my cloud? The answer is, you do, but you've delegated that control to many entities. Understanding those delegations, managing them properly, and maintaining visibility into how delegated control is being used, that's the difference between secure cloud operations and a future security incident. And remember, giving someone access is easy. Knowing what they're doing with it is the hard part. See you in the next one.